Hello there, my name's Greg Harradine, I'm a composer, and today I'm going to be discussing the album Essex Honey by Blood Orange, which came out today. I've listened to it twice through, I'll share my thoughts. And boy, what an album. This is actually the first album by Blood Orange that I've heard. I'm brand new to this artist, and what an experience. Isn't it amazing? It's nice to sit down and listen to something where you just know the musician, the artist, they're a genuine figure, and it's pure expression, heart and soul, you know? So I'm going to get into why I think this album is so good. It's fantastic. I can't wait to hear it again. It's the kind of album you have to sit and listen carefully. I mean, we should do this to all music, really, all great music. But you can't, do the washing up or be pottering around. You need to give it your full attention. I should say, by the way, I cover all sorts of music on this channel, so please send me your thoughts as to what I should cover next. You can just leave a comment, or you can send me a 30-second video telling me what you want me to cover. That would be great. There's a link in the description where you can upload your video to a file, to a folder. That would be wonderful. But yes, Essex Honey. It's an album about his childhood, largely. He grew up in Ilford, in Essex. This is Dev Hynes I'm talking about here, who records under the moniker of Blood Orange, among others. Dev Hynes grew up in Ilford, and by all accounts, at times he had a difficult childhood. He was bullied. He said he was bullied pretty badly. And he recorded this album during a period of grief and reflection, he said. And it's a very introspective album, lots of soul searching. And he's managed to capture this feeling we all have of thinking back to our childhood. And memory's not a perfect thing, of course. So it's all kind of hazy. It's not reality anymore. It's in the past. But occasionally we have these bright connections with the past that can feel incredibly real. And I think he achieves this in a number of ways. Firstly, just through his honesty in his lyrics and in his songwriting. He brings to the table just whatever he feels he has to, with no other reason than he needs to express himself in this way, in a very honest way. But he has a few devices which I think really make this idea of memory and thinking back to childhood very, very powerful. One is his use of reverb. It varies from track to track, but often the vocals especially are drenched in reverb. Sometimes the drums too, other instruments as well. And yeah, excessive reverb, I must say. And it's almost like the kind of reverb you often get in 80s music. And he was born in the mid-80s, so that's when his childhood began. So maybe there's a link there. But the reverb, yeah, it kind of sends us back to the echoing of memories, right? Also, the tuning of his songs is often very odd, right? Normally a song is recorded, in a certain key, whatever, D major, A minor, whatever. And we make sure the D is in tune. But for most, I think, of these songs, a song might be in the key of G, but actually G's tuned very sharp. So it's kind of in between G and A flat, right? Many of the songs are like this. They're existing in this liminal space between our traditional keys, right? Maybe it's in D flat, but it's a little sharp. Maybe it's in F sharp, but it's a little flat. It's not the first, he's not the first person to do this, and indeed he's done it before on some of his previous songs. But it works so well in this context, in this idea of trying to think back to these memories and introspect. But it's all kind of it's all this haziness and this special place that isn't quite real anymore. Anyway, it sounds like nothing else apart from Blood Orange, but also there are many links to other artists. It sounds a bit like Elliott Smith at times, Sufjan Stevens, The Replacements, the more introspective moments even of someone like the Flaming Lips I can hear. And there's lots of other artists he's collaborated with on here, but it's all done in a very subtle and natural way. He has Lord singing, he has Caroline Polachek, but they never take over. They're there with him. I'll just mention a couple of standout tracks. The whole thing is incredible, I must say. It works as a whole album. Quickly, a couple of standout tracks. Mind Loaded is incredibly moving. And this is where he really references Elliott Smith, specifically where we have the lyric, "Everything means nothing to me," which is a direct quote from that Elliott Smith song, which is then answered by the phrase, "And it all falls before you reach me," which is kind of the same melody, except it's sung off the beat, syncopated, which makes it sound a lot like the opening line from the album Carrion Lol by Sufjan Stevens. This is the song Death with Dignity. "Spirit of my silence, I can hear you." You might know the song. It's that rising major scale, but offbeat. So we kind of get Elliott Smith, Sufjan Stevens together, and both very introspective artists, and both clearly have inspired Dev Hynes here. The song Countryside, another standout song to me. Just, he's growing up in Ilford, this place where it's kind of urban, but we do have access, obviously there's suburbia, and we do have access to the countryside. Epping Forest is nearby. In this song Countryside, he's clearly seeking that escape of the countryside. "I seek comfort in the leaves." One of the lyrics there. But yes, structurally, this album's amazing as well. Often a song is unfolding and it's not the traditional verse, chorus, bridge, double chorus, whatever. He fulfills an idea until it's no longer useful, and then a sudden change to something totally different at the end of the song. Often cello idea sneaks in at the end of the song, just cello. Cello, yes, this is how we play the cello, right? You can tell I'm a guitarist. Cello comes in, and he learnt the cello as a child. So many of the songs end with a bit of solo cello, or the cello sneaks in somewhere, linked back to his childhood. Another musical idea comes in a totally different key near the end of the song, just like that. Seems like a strange move. He apparently went to chess club as a child as well. Reminds me of a move you might make in chess, and your opponent's like, what? Why have you made that weird move? But then later on, it all makes sense, right? It makes sense in the full game of chess, and these weird musical moves that he makes. At the time, you're like, what's that? But in the context of the whole album, it makes total sense. And yes, I'm running out of time. These videos are only ever 8 minutes. I would just say go and listen to it. Deeply moving, a real artist. I can't wait to discover more music by Blood Orange, by Dev Hynes. Please listen. I give it a score of 86 out of 100. Amazing, amazing. Tune in next time for my next episode. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.